We interrupt the Hammerborn Project podcast feed to bring you the special report. Frank has the details.
Thanks for that, Edward. And oh boy,
We
we're back
promised
again.
it. We said we would
Here
be.
it is.
Oh.
We weren't
Part
just
two.
going to keep it to ourselves.
No,
were
no,
we?
no.
But now we'll play it at double time.
Oh, no,
Is that what you're doing,
I
music?
could, because
Yeah.
I'm British, cool on the old computer, but not as good as Joff is. And we'll talk about computers and musical instruments and all sorts. So please, here it comes. More Joff.
Never a bad thing.
Let's go.
We'll ask a couple more questions and then we've got a lightning round. So we'll just go through a few.
Great.
Um,
Well, good.
I did want to ask about Escape.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so much fun stuff
Yeah.
going on in that one.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? I was just like the
And doesn't that one have Ride of the Valkyries
That's
in it?
yeah,
Yes,
it does.
it does.
That's that same organ that we were talking about as being really
Yamaha
obnoxious.
for
Yeah.
life.
And it's organ which has been recently dubbed Janet. By
Janet, the
user
Yamaha.
poll. Yeah. So I put a call out on TikTok to see if anyone wants to name it, and it's probably my least liked video I've ever done, and but I like it, so whatever. And it's and a few people commented, and it ended up being Janet, which I totally forgot was one of the Granny's names. Anyway, so I was like, okay, Janet sounds funny. So yeah, what was the question we were talking about? Escape.
Yeah.
So that one was like in the studio next door at the back. I found this old like broken banjolele, which is like
Excellent.
a banjo ukulele,
Yeah.
and it sounded it
And
was
they string
unplayable.
like a mandolin?
I think stringed like a ukulele.
Like a ukulele.
Actually,
right.
but with a little banjo. But I actually have one here. But
I had someone who
I
had,
think
that
Daniel's
would have
got
been a
it.
mandolin.
Yeah, mandolin. Oh, it's probably same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, I don't know. And that thing was formed the basis of it. It was so. I managed to get 2 notes out of it. I was like, that's it. I've gotten this far. I can get 2 notes, so I'm going to do it. So the whole theme came ding 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 ding, and that ding is just me like sliding up. Like if I can hit a note, that'll be great. It was just like the messiest, funniest sound. And then I have these little like amplifier things. I'm holding up one to show like on my desk. These little tube amp things on my desk for guitars.
Yeah.
And I put my bass through that and then
Right.
played the same thing. So it just was like the crunchiest, like there's no bass to the bass in it. It's just like the
Yeah.
crunchiest thing. And it almost sounds like a toy or something.
Awesome.
Yeah, right.
And we just wanted to match the sketchy nature of it.
Yeah.
And the fun and the sense of like, and this happens, and this happens, this happens. And so, yeah, that was very in the moment scoring. And I think the other thing we had was like, I had some recorders there. So there's all these like
Yes.
sort of thing happening. And that was like, those are just a recorder I had from school and somehow still have.
They never
And-
disappear, do they?
Yeah.
Were they
Can't
recorders
get rid of them.
are they recorders doing the sort of like dissonant thing at the start of the Beop walk? The what's
Oh
the-
yeah, that is that's like a tin whistle. All of this is because I can't actually play these instruments, so it goes.
I was getting
I was
like Herbie
"That's
Hancock
brilliant."
Watermelon Man vibes from that. Little
Oh
dissonant
yeah,
there,
it does
the-
have that vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm jumping. I'm making you jump around.
I better listen to that and make sure it's.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to scare you.
No, but yeah, that does have a sort of thing in there. I mean, that call was all just me just following bingo, going beep. So,
Yeah.
that's my excuse. But yeah, that was like turning that into thing. I mean, that track was all about wanting to make a hot new tune of the 60s sort of vibe.
Yes, the
everyone
summer
getting up and
jam.
dancing. Yeah, and making it their sort of walk into a funky new dance.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
in the spirit of Charleston or the Twist or
Yeah, that
Oh,
sort of
those
thing.
things
Yeah,
like-
yeah. It hasn't really taken off. I think it's really complicated. But
Frank, do you want to ask about Rug Island?
Oh, mate, Rug Island.
Yes.
Marty loves space, and I love space, but Rug Island is. Oh, it makes me want to be a better dad. That
It's
episode,
beautiful.
and the ending of it, like it nearly brings me to tears every single time. Was that anything to say about Rug Island other than how awesome it is? Like,
I mean, it was always great. I remember the first thing Joe said. We talked a bit. It's hard to remember everything. We did talk a bit about how you can never be part of that world properly once you've left it.
Sure.
And you can visit it, but you'll never be.
Yeah.
You'll never have that.
Can't go back there,
So there is a certain sadness about that, but it's also about appreciating the beauty of that world that children create. So the music was inspired a lot by sort of children's choirs, particularly, and I'm at a blank as to some of the things I listen to. I'm so sorry, but yeah, there was these sort of old tunes that are kind of folky, sung by children's choirs, sort of there. So yeah, I wrote this very simple melody for it, and what we ended up doing was asking kids to come and sing on it, and friends around the neighborhood and stuff. And there was, some were as young as 6, I think, maybe even younger, and that was like the cutest little and like a lot of auto tune, but it was worth it. And then and then some other kids who were there, and then there was Luca Wall. She is an amazing. She was 12 at the time, and she's an amazing singer. And she could hit a high C, which is really high.
Wow.
And that's
Didn't you find that out by accident?
I can't remember. Probably. I did. Yeah, I wrote
Because you'd written something in the wrong key.
I did.
And then you went mental note, have her sing that note in Baby Race.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've got that is spot on. That is what happened. And it was a bit mean to go. Her mum's a choir director as well, so she, so it's always amazing talent, and so it was just like hanging out of the studio, and she just sings, going, "Oh, do you want to try that?" Oh yeah, I'll try. That sounds fun. I'll try high C. Just like, but it was a bit mean the second time. It's like, that high C you can hit.
Now you must do it.
Yeah. So yeah, that did cover, but that's only for a little moment there. The final track's actually down in the correct key.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not that mean, but yeah, that was really nice having all. I think we had 6 or 7 different kids, all quite different voices there, and I think that just added this charm of, and it is the sound of the world that the kids have created. It's having kids choir sing it. Yeah, I mean, that was an ambitious one to try and do. Like, this week, let's go kids choir. Oh, how do we do that? I don't know. So
never work with children.
So yeah, no, that was a beautiful episode before I even looked at it. So it's it's really it was great.
Speaking of like the kids' vocals and stuff like that, it did make me think of something.
The timer has started.
Oh, the timer started.
That'll help. Pressure.
Just like some of the other episodes we were going to talk about was I think I had Army in my head because one of our listeners emailed in and pointed out something that I'm ashamed to say I didn't notice was just as they're in the helicopter, quote unquote helicopter up the top after the dust off, there's a little guitar harmonic that's very reminiscent of the For What It's Worth, the Buffalo Springfield tune, and I thought that was pretty cool because was that a Pluto Jones collaboration?
Yeah. I mean, that was so much him as well.
Right,
like,
sure.
And sometimes there's these collaborations where it's like, you did maybe 5%, and then on that one it was so much him.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't usually like to go, this was this person or that person. It's just like, we're a team, we're doing it. But yeah, Pluto, that's so much him, and such a good hook and
Yeah.
the bit where Jack is running for the field was like, yeah.
Yeah.
At that cue, I honestly can't remember.
Yeah,
I'd
no.
have to ask him. But yeah, there's probably a bit of an influence because it's that sort of. I mean, I know I didn't want to push it too far down the army thing.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
wanted to push it a bit more into the musically, recognizing it as a game, but more about them making a friend.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something we do on the album. It's all about we edited some of the dialogue to be
Yeah.
very much about him making a friend and playing a game together. And so there's probably these little hints of these things there, and they're
Sure.
mostly for the parents. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. No one else is going. No 6-year-olds going. Is that I'm sure as soon as I get off this, I'm going to go. Of course, yeah, that's right.
Yes, it is.
No, the reason I thought of Army and in conjunction with the other another Pluto Jones collab where in Fruit Bat,
Yes.
because you mentioned auto tuning the kids for Rug Island, and
Yeah.
I know that you often use
Just
that
the little
for your
kids.
for just the little kids. I know
because
that
they were pretty out. It would have been like a nightmare. It's like
yeah, sure. Because I know I love the gang vocal sounds in Army and in Fruit Bat. They have
Yes.
that real
Yeah.
they have that real awesome quality that I'm like, oh, I wonder how that was captured.
Yeah,
And-
that's Latch. That's his vocal
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
And that's also
oh, it's so fitting.
yeah, and also in Grandad at the end, that's him and my vocals mixed together. That was yesterday because he worked on that one. So
Yeah.
did Steve
Yeah.
Beach and
I cannot wait to hear that one on the album.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
actually one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah.
We just got like some really cool guitar sounds out of anyway. But
Yeah.
there's at the end of that, that's like my voice and his voice, and in Rain the na 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 na, that bit there is me, Jazz, and Pluto, and so
Wow.
he's got my voice is often used. I often score with it. So, and that came out because we didn't have first season wasn't like we had a budget for lots of musicians. So it was
Yeah.
like, let's get a violin player. I'll fill it out with some voice, me go,
Yeah.
"Ooh," and then and accordion. And that sort of became the Bluey sound just by accident. And violinist Yuka Snell has played on pretty much everything planned. But
Where did you find her? How did you because this is the one thing I have to ask.
Yeah, we went to uni together. We've been friends since we were
Because
17,
you always
18.
said she's in Germany.
Yeah, she's in. She does everything from Berlin. So
Yeah.
and she's like an old, really close friend from first year uni, and same with the Barry sax player, Joe Roberts,
Right.
who plays on so much of the stuff as well.
And where's he based?
He was. I think he's in Melbourne now, but he was in Brisbane, and we met like one of the first days at the con too. And
More bass lines should be carried by horns.
Yeah,
Nothing against electric bass or double bass, but come on, there's more room.
We did have a band once, which was just we had a few bands, but it was me and him. I was playing accordion, and he was playing baritone sax, and it was called According to Barry. And he was only doing bass lines that whole time, and we were doing, and I was playing the melody, and so it's etched in my head of, if I want a bass line, I'm going to have to get Joe to play it.
Amazing. Can you remember any of your national anthems for made-up countries?
Yeah, we had the that was a different band.
That was
I played a lot of
Dance?
absolute.
Is it?
Yeah, Safety Dance did that one. It was called the Folk Songs and National Anthem of Whick, I believe. And
Look, no pressure, but if you wanted to do a rendition on that lovely looking piano there, I wouldn't
I'm not
stop you.
going to. I don't know if I would have to fish it out.
That was mean.
remember.
That was mean of
But,
me. That was mean of me.
That was good though. But we did do a national anthem in 7/4, which is the worst time signature for a national anthem. And we wrote it. And I remember we used to play in the valley in Brisbane, which is like nightclubs are. And we had this gig and Yuka was also playing in this one,
Wow.
and I forgot what we got billed as. Anyway, all of these were failures, like and commercial failures. So, but,
There's different ways of measuring failure.
yeah, and we did this gig, and we played the national anthem of Wick, and because it was like in the Valley on a Sunday, there were a lot of tourists there, and so we had this like little and then we go, please rise for the national anthem, and all these tourists were like, oh, we better do it, and then we're just doing the weirdest song you've ever heard, and everyone's looking at each other going, what is going on? And
That's brilliant.
it was like, a good 3 minutes into it when people sort of cottoned on and were like sat back confused. But,
That's art. That is high art.
I'm lucky someone would have me on their show like Bluey.
Well, before the lightning round, there's things. Start that one last time. Start the egg timer.
Egg timer's up.
I'll kick myself out. You mentioned auto-tune. I know sometimes there's some auto-tune assisted choirs of Joff. And often you say you play guitar, but often it's lots of cutting and pasting and amazing computer trickery. How do you go about that? Is it just the time? Do you ever record your voice or the guitar part and map it to your keys and do like that? Or
I can get away with playing piano a lot of the time, but I bring in a lot of amazing talent to play the stuff and make it great. And often they'll go, I'm changing it to this. Oh, wow, cool. I'll take credit. There's a lot of that.
That's a professional.
This is why one of the first things that I say is like, it's not just me, everybody. There's this like,
Other people.
I'm riding on so many coattails, you have no idea. But when I do play the guitar, it's just comes out of me being super pedantic, really.
Sure.
And if I try to make something perfect on an instrument I'm bad at, it will always not be perfect anyway. So it's like I aim for this and I'll hit there, and that becomes a sweet spot anyway because I don't want it to be super perfect.
And that becomes part of the sound.
It does, exactly.
Because it's folly to try and search for your sound. As Adam Savage says, you have a monopoly on being you. I think that's Adam Savage who says that. I'm going to credit to him anyway.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
And so if you just try and go and do your thing,
that's a trick. If you sing on any, like, here's a tip for young starting out film scorers: put your own voice on the first season, and they have to get you back.
Nice.
No, that's Anyway, it's so much of it came out of necessity, and it has become a sound. I think it is a real aesthetic.
And it got there organically, which is the best way of getting anywhere. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
Alrighty, lightning round.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you up for it?
I'm gonna get. This lightning rounds. I hope you've got another hour.
I've got all the time in the world, and with this green light, so do you. Hey! So I'll put in some sort of like tense sort of lightning round music now. And
do you want me to do that?
Good edit point.
Oh, actually, that's way better if Joff does it.
Oh wow.
Well, do we just want to go?
Yes.
Lightning.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah, you're going. I think we got the wrong guy.
Is that why you say all your
I
instruments
see why
are
you do all that editing now.
All right, okay,
All right.
I'll start it off. So we know your favorite character is Muffin. Do you have a favorite character for expressing through music? Is there something that happens? Do you like?
I don't usually do that.
It's usually
apart from
multiple
Cat Squad.
characters.
Let's say Cat Squad.
Okay,
It's probably the only one that has it. Or Chattermax, but like
Also a correct answer.
Yep,
but
perfect.
I mean Chattermax, like the original Chattermax is Steve Peach too, so I'm like it's so much of his sound on that. So I'm gonna say Cat Squad. Let's go that.
Yeah,
Because that is definitely those are the only two.
Okay. All right. Favorite musical joke moment.
Oh no!
We didn't get this far being nice, Joff.
That is the hardest question I've ever been asked. Can you just give me one and I'll just say yes?
Also, Cat Squad.
Yeah.
Cat Squad. Yeah.
Correct answer.
I have to say, I was listening, like, I'm pretty classic I'm one of those people who's not very musically minded, so I really have to pay attention. So I was re-listening through Baby Race, and there's a sequence where Bluey just rolls over. There's a, come on, Bluey, come on, Bluey.
Yeah.
And then it just
Yeah,
stops, rolls, and then there's a little musical sting at the end. I'm like, so that sort of stuff. Yeah. Now I'm going to be noticing more of those.
Oh man,
I'm going to say that one. I've forgotten. I'm the worst person to interview about this because I've forgotten everything.
Nah.
And then I'll go, oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah.
I love in the Magic Xylophone dragging the kid,
Oh,
and
yes.
then you hear the piano going blunk blunk.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's all beautiful, Ronda alla Turca, and like, until then, and then that I noticed that, and I just thought, oh, okay, this is what this show is going to be like, just swinging for the fences. Good enough is not good enough.
I've forgotten about that one too, but as soon as you mentioned it, I'm like, oh
yeah,
that's right. I mean, I watch each one of these like 300 times when I'm working on it. I'm like, let's watch Bluey. I'm like, I've seen them all.
I'm done.
But they are great, but like,
can't we watch one of the obnoxious shows?
yeah, exactly. Or like, or sometimes it's even worse because I just go, oh, I wish I changed that, or I'm still in work mode. Like,
no.
What was I like? Some of the early episodes, are like, what was I thinking?
Come on,
around the 400 hertz. That sounded awful. Like, I dipped the mids. What was I mixing on? Anyway, so yeah.
All right. Most unexpected musical idea that ended up being in the episode. So you thought it was rubbish, but it ended up working really, really well.
That is such a good question, and I'm going to refer to my previous answer if I can't remember.
Nice.
That has happened, and I wish I could remember what it was.
You can text us later. It was
Yeah,
it's this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. If I remember, I will. But I just, I mean, because that has definitely happened. And you're often I think it's happened once where it's actually gotten through, because often like we'll get there, and if somebody says, "Oh, that works there," I'll go, "No, it doesn't."
Sure.
Someone in the room might say, or Joe might say, or whoever it is, "Oh, we tried this over here from this other episode." One thing that happened in season 3 is a lot of the temp music actually came from earlier episodes. So, and so there was a bit of like, oh, we really like this, I think we should use it again. And me going, no, like against my own temp music.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, that's really
holy cow. That made it even. Did that make it even harder to stick to the thing that you decided at the start? That I think.
No, I think because it was blaringly more obvious to me, because it's like I know what the process was and the reasons behind that score originally, but sometimes it was it's all yes. Yes, Cat Squad.
Correct.
All right. I got one. Hopefully we can get an answer for this one. Favorite, potentially broken instrument that you've been able to use?
Potentially broken? I've got different favorites all the time. My favorite at the moment.
Yes, at the moment.
At the moment, okay, I'll go grab it. Hang on a second.
Oh, please do. Joff has gotten up. He probably can't hear us. No. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to say this is the favorite day of my life.
This is, it's pretty impressive.
Maybe he'll listen back to this one day. I love you, Joff.
Oh, man.
Maybe I am on the speaker.
Oh, let's hope not.
I'm back. So much for the lightning round. Let me rummage around the back here for this. So this is what... There's no name for this other than... Andy's 25F, Suzuki Andy's 25F, and it's like a thing I got from Japan. It looks like a melodica.
It does look. I thought it was.
But it is it's like a little panpipe in each one.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you wouldn't be able to. Is there an output on there, Joff? You wouldn't be able to move it.
Is that going?
That's
How about
not-
that?
I don't know
We're
where
not
it would
picking
come.
that
I don't
up,
know where
so-
the sound would come out, but
It's so loud here. Does that work? Is that working?
No, I think Zoom has a thing where it's tuned for voices as opposed to music stuff.
I'll send you the actual audio on my end.
please
I'm
do.
recording it
Great.
too. So, but it's yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
it
yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
some
cool.
flutes.
as did you say it was Japanese?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's from
Japanese still kids use
Japan.
those.
I got it from Japan. Someone showed me a video of it, saying this is cool. I was like, I'm getting one of those, and as soon as I got it, it's all over this next album. I'm just like,
Excellent. Well, as Marty
and
McFly
we-
famously said, all the best stuff comes from Japan.
yeah, it does, yeah, and
Like your
exactly.
Yamaha organ.
Yeah, the organ,
Like
everything.
Janet.
Like like Janet.
Janet.
Good memory. But yeah, that one was it was just like, who makes a melodica that sounds like a tin whistle? And the other thing I should say is we did record real tin whistle for some of these things,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, we're replacing it with this awful machine. That's like
It's being replaced with Darlene.
That's a much more Bluey music team decision, I think.
But yeah, I mean, I love it. It's
Oh,
you know,
boy.
it's so unique and fun. So
Is that a
Yeah.
Hofner you've got hanging on the wall, Joff?
yeah, it's it's not like a 1960s one. It's like a what is it called? Contemporary
Yeah.
reissue. So
yeah, reissue, sort of, yeah.
it's
But it looks great.
Yeah,
And it probably
yeah.
sounds really great. It's got that dead tree sort of sound.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a really
Yeah,
weird
I
lightning
do-
round question, Brennan.
oh, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
It is.
no.
That's all. No, I do use it on. I pretty much use it on everything. Like live bass makes such a difference
Yeah.
on these tracks. It brings it to life. But yeah, I do, and you know, I'm just so bad at like self promotion. I'm really bad at that instrument too. But a little bit, it's a little bit easier than guitar. And there's this like sweet spot where it just like has this beautiful round sound. That
Oh
fills up.
boy,
Yeah.
I'll believe it. I've recently managed to pick up a Hofner, and from 1958, it's an archtop
Oh, wow.
guitar that I've found, and it just has that sound. It sounds like something. Yep, thank you, Egg Timer.
I love that you've got nicer instruments than me.
And
well,
we've gone into the part of the episode which is stuff Brendan has.
Yep.
It's a
regular
This is,
segment on our
this is a
show.
regular segment.
but in line with that, I also got a Hondo Korean guitar that I got for $100 from an op shop. That
Yeah.
the action is completely broken, and I just love playing it. I'm never going to change the strings because it sounds like something Paul McCartney would have
Yeah.
bought at a pawn
Yep.
shop, and it
Yep.
immediately transports me to Liverpool in the late 50s.
It's amazing how those like a bit of character, especially these days where there's so much music so produced. To
Yeah.
have some one thing that's a little bit character, you go, oh, that sounds like that sounds more human somehow.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I am leaping out of my skin to agree with you, Joff. I'll get back to that, but I've derailed this lightning enough. Let us get to your favorite musical sting or homage that no one has noticed.
Oh no, these are hard questions. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Oh,
Or
you know
perhaps
what?
that you wished more people would notice.
Oh, no,
doesn't
I
make it
don't think I
harder.
And
have
this is kind of
one.
cheating,
I'm
asking
sorry.
you.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, I wish everyone would. Yeah, this is like if there was one that was grating on me, this would be my perfect opportunity to finally go.
Yeah.
Why haven't
Ha!
you noticed this?
You Philistines.
There's definitely. I mean, you know, there. Bin Night. I'm just going to come up with one that I can think of. There's no like thing, but Bin Night. That whole the little melody there is from is a little. I can't remember. It's from Bach. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a
okay.
2-bar thing, and yeah, that became this because all about cycles and stuff like that. That became this. You could play them in a round, and they all just create this thing. And I accidentally put. I recorded it all on mandolin, like a few times, a whole bunch of times, and I accidentally doubled all the tracks, like a beat out from each other, and it just made this like this big heroic
Oh, wow,
thing. I was
cool.
like, whoa, yeah. It's all a fluke.
And
And
that's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm just really lucky. I'm not like pretty
Well, the next ep we review will have to be Midnight now, and then that'll be a hot take.
yeah. But you can hear it there. I mean, well, you can put this on your Midnight one. It's like about the cycles of life and the cycles of
Yeah.
So it was
Phases of the moon, the cycle of the bins.
Yeah.
exactly. And so it's influenced by gamelan music, where you've got this really, the lower instruments really just go every like minute or so, and then it gets faster as it goes higher. I mean, that's the basic concept, and everything interlocks, so you get this almost this sense of a machine, that's this glorious machine that all comes together.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole nother approach to scoring as well, I guess.
No,
It's okay, Joff. I noticed that. So, can you choose another? No.
yeah. We all know that one, Joff.
I should say we have recorded the bin night one, and all the things we said just happened to be exactly right.
Okay, your favorite peaceful moment across the series. So peaceful from a musical perspective, or just a moment in an episode where you go, oh, how good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of one, but I do often look back and wish I had put more space in some episodes, just going,
okay.
I'm like, I know there's this conversation, and I know we wanted to achieve this at this moment, achieve this at this moment, etc., etc. But there's certainly moments where I'm like, when it does become peaceful, and I'm like, I wish we sat on that more with the music, because it makes the next cue more powerful.
Sure.
I'm not saying that it was a wrong choice or a bad choice. It's just a pure taste thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And
hindsight's 2020, where spotting
That's
sessions might not.
Yeah,
be all the
exactly.
time.
yeah. I mean, like, we might be trying. Maybe it solved another problem, or something we wanted to do. So, but yeah, I mean, I love those moments where it does pause for a second. It's particularly on the wild episodes where there's a lot happening. It's they hit you so hard. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
All right. On the other end, we've got peaceful. But what would you say is the worst place that you personally could get dance moded? If I was going to flick your tail, and make you dance mode, where would be
Look,
the least?
as soon as you said that, I just went, funeral, obviously.
That's great.
But
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I love how
there's
quickly
music
you got
playing. Yeah. Let's go with
we know
that.
how to, what is it? Paco Bell's canon? No. Canon in D. We know how to make that a bit more funky. So,
Pump it. It's really like, I don't know. I'll go with that. I'll go with
Funeral
that.
is the perfect answer,
pretty
Joff.
good.
I don't even know why you need to second guess it.
All right. Our final question.
This kind of
Lightning.
encapsulates our whole show mantra, to be honest with you.
Yep, this is the final
very high class.
lightning question that we ask all our lightning round contestants.
Is it how did you score Hammerbarn, or?
It is now.
It is now.
Oh, no. Sorry. It was okay, I'll quickly say Hammerbarn, is because that was very much inspired by Joni Mitchell and and that idea of like big yellow taxi and that sound.
Right.
And so it's like, you don't need these things, this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the approach we had as starting of it. So it hopefully, I think that's actually that's the answer for the previous question.
Yeah.
We found it. That's
right there.
Yes.
Perfect.
But we've already done the Hammerbarn episode, so I can't say it in there and pretend that I knew it.
Editing, mate. Editing. We can make anything happen.
Right,
But
I'll go back and change it.
Our
now.
real final question is a lot more, serious.
Yes, here we go.
Appropriate.
Favorite poop joke?
I think I'm like, has Smoochie Kiss has aired, hasn't it? The Smoochie Kiss aired?
Yes.
Oh, good. Phew. Okay. It's like, wait a minute.
Hang on.
Wait a minute.
Is it Smoochie Kiss or is it? Well, there's the episode in which
Yes.
Try and get him to Smoochie Kiss.
in the toilet. He's been locked in the toilet
Yes.
because okay.
No.
No.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna check. Oh, hang on. I can't remember what's aired or not because there's a whole. It's definitely like a season 3 one, but I've got everything jumbled, and so much of the things we worked on so long ago have already out. I love the one where. Oh, is it Easter where he has to go where?
Yeah.
And it's in the toilet, and it's like that is the what is the stinkiest place in the world or whatever it is.
I'm
going to that one. That one's my favorite.
I think that was Joe's as well, was it not?
Yeah, was it really?
He literally goes, bandit. He actually tells himself off.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, yeah. That was that's great. I mean, I wonder if that. I know there's been a lot of talk about certain things and. For the US versions of them cutting out most of the jokes. I wonder if that one made it through. But anyway, I love that. It's great.
Oh man, was this second album as analog as the first in its production?
Yes. Yeah. Even the dance things I'm playing on analog synths, a lot of them.
Nice.
If you listen to dance mode, you'll hear me like repeating a note, and it sort of goes out of time.
Oh,
and,
amazing!
Like you can hear it because I'm playing it in, and it's all like it's all I love it. I'm trying to achieve the sound that I hear in my head, but like a lot of it also comes from like I didn't know how to program that analog synth to go into my computer properly, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna play it in, and then I'm going, it's kind of out of time. But that's kind of makes it more fun.
That's how George Martin did it. Just figuring stuff out,
Yeah, when he was right, he was like the Beatles did dance mode.
That was right before they did Hamster Dance, I think.
Absolutely. That's my favorite poo joke. I'm going for that one.
Yeah.
Great job.
Amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome to chat to you, and that was really fun.
I'm so excited for the album. So excited for everything.
Thanks so much.
I just want to say, not only am I so glad that the music for this show is in the hands of someone who's obviously so up for the challenge and talented, but I'm so glad that it's in the hands of the person that you are. When hearing you talk about music and bike and how you're just like, well, they're learning things.
Yeah.
What piece did I teach kids when they were learning? Ode to Joy. And I noticed that it was kind of like plinky plonky and kind of just coming into being. But hearing you say something that I'm ashamed to say I didn't notice, that was the learning, that was the thing. The fact
I think
that
Joe didn't notice that. Because now I regret telling you to fix that note up, which was like a mistake in the middle. But it is. Hopefully these things subconsciously come through, and hopefully like the love that we all make it
absolutely,
with
man.
comes through. So,
and the fact that you're even thinking like that and taking it so seriously, the world is thanking you.
Oh,
the
that's
world
so
is thanking
nice.
you.
Thank
you. Your story about when you went to buy that piano,
Not for sale.
and then didn't they say that it was that wasn't the
that's right. When I bought the piano, they said we can't ethically sell you this one. It's our demo piano to show how bad pianos can be when you get them off Gumtree.
Yeah.
And so that's that kind of sums it up. But I got the next one up.
Yeah, and that's why I love your recording style, because it's so human. You've said it yourself, and I can't. When I heard you say that,
Egg timer.
No, when I heard you say that, I just thought like I was punching the air, because that is how I feel about production and stuff. Because we all have memories of that time that we hung around and had a good night around. Granddad's beat up pianola, and so we hear an upright with that sound, and we're there. Whereas not as many of us have that memory of gathering around the Steinway in the concert hall. So, stop trying to polish things and be a human being. Warts and all.
I mean, like, be honest with you, if in season 1 I had a Steinway, I would have used it.
Well, then I'd be saying that's the
It's like we're just so glad you were really poor when it started.
Yeah.
But no, that's great. And no, thank you so much. And yeah, and thanks for all your support and just listening to it. It's awesome. It's such a thrill.
I'm looking forward to having it all stuck in my head.
Yeah.
April 21st. Here
You'll
we come.
regret. You'll just be like, Joff, I hate you.
I'm just going to write you a big long email that's just.
Yeah. Dear Mr. Always Disappointing, you have once again ruined my life. But, anyway, thank you. Thanks a bunch. Yeah, great to meet you and chat. It was been really fun.
Fantastic. Oh, thank
so
you
much.
for
I
everything.
appreciate
Cheers.
it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Take care. Bye.
That was like twice as good.
Oh my word.
I think my favorite part was when Brendan started crying. Now I realize that doesn't narrow it down.
I'm still crying.
There was a few spots in there, but oh my god!
Oh,
What a guy.
we were sorry to have to split it into two parts, folks, but there was just so much Joff, it can't be contained in a single episode. But thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, Joff Bush.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What a guy!
What a guy. Oh, like I said before, had an idea of how much it was going to be great. The dude just knocks it out of the park. Ah, man.
Once again, don't have to specify. Brent.
Don't have to specify, right? Yeah, no. Thank you,
You were
Joff.
having fun.
Everybody, April 21, get the album.
Yeah.
Well, who are we
Just do
kidding?
But enough from us. Back to you in the studio, Edward.
Thanks, Frank. Now back to Snickers with the traffic.